everyone, how are you today? I hope all of us are still healthy. So in this occasion, I'd like to deliver interesting topic about innovation in language teaching. But I will explain more about an innovation teaching technique for listening skill. So I will start first discuss about innovation. So what is innovation come up in your mind? So there are lots of definition of some expert to define what is innovation. So I will take two definitions from two experts. The first, Dasarawang et al. In 2015, define innovation as an improvement, change, something new in a specific content, and a product that better than others. Meanwhile, Markey in 2001 also reveals that innovation is the implementation or evaluation of new ideas and new procedures. Therefore, it can be concluded that innovation is a change for achieving improvement, for gaining better products or outcomes. Innovation in language teaching is aimed to engage students in learning activity and determine learning outcomes. Next, there are various innovative teaching strategies to teach language skills. For example, teaching listening skill using the Douglas technique, speaking skill by using guessing game, reading skill by using to, stay, to, stray or TW, and writing skill by using think, talk, write or TTW. So for today's explanation, I will highlight one skill, which is teaching listening skill by using the Douglas technique. So why we should use this technique and what is the Douglas technique? So according to Thornbury in 1999, the Douglas is a form of grammar detection which students hear and reconstruct the whole text rather than doing line by line. Next, I will explain more about this technique. So according to Iwanaka in 2010, the Douglas is originally developed by Wajda in 1990 as integrated skill technique for teaching target language which learners work to reconstruct a text that they listen to. Therefore, the main characteristic of this technique, which is integrated technique, that is also focused on all of language skills such as listening, because they have to listen to the text for reconstructing the text, speaking skill, because they have to work in group to discuss while reconstructing the text, and reading skill, they have to read their result in reconstructing the text, and the last is writing. They have to write it down what their idea after they reconstruct the text that they listen to. And about the procedure, there are 4 case stages of the Douglas procedure that are suggested by Wajid in ASME in 2017. They are, the first stage is preparation. This stage includes preparation from teachers to explain about today's topic. After that, this stage can be done through various kinds of activities such as class discussion, brainstorming, questions and answer session, or predicting text content from pictures or vocabularies. This stage is aimed at engaging students with the topic that will be discussed by the teachers and students. So the second step is dictation. This stage or this text is read by the teacher twice. In the first listening session, teachers read the text with natural speed, with short pauses between each sentences, and students are not allowed to take anything or take some notes, take something from the first session of listening. And in the second session of listening, the student began to take note in the important information or keywords or vocabularies, whatever it's that, of the passage that they hear from the teacher. In this session, the students are given opportunity to engage with the language rather than record all the sentences. And the third stage is reconstruction. Students make a small group to reconstruct and combine their version into a text. So in this session, they consciously recognize grammatical pattern in reconstructing the sentences. Here they they are collaborate each other in a group. So the last stage is analysis and correction. It is done by comparing to other group work. After that, the teachers read the text and students check their work to clarify all information and errors in their sentences. Then all students have to write the passage based on their understanding individually. So from those steps that we can identify one by one, the students have to work collaboratively with their group to reconstruct the meaning that the meaning of the text that they listened before, and after that they work also individually after they analyze and correct their work with the teachers and other groups. So all of the teaching technique have their weaknesses and strengths. So the class technique has some advantages and disadvantages in its implementation, of course. The first advantages of the class technique is that effective way to combine individual and group activity because they work individually to take the notes about the important vocabularies and information that they hear from the teacher, and it's important vocabularies and information they can write individually. And after that, the second advantages is the procedure give opportunity to develop communication competence of the teacher because they have to communicate in the group to reconstruct the meaning together. And the third advantages is help students in promoting vocabularies and language structure, and because they consciously learn about how to construct the sentences, how to construct the grammatical rules in write their sentences after they hear it. And after that, the last is the group work can reduce students' anxiety because they perform in front of small audiences. So that's all about the advantages. While the disadvantages of this technique are, first, it has long procedure because it consists of 4 steps with several activities that they have to done with that, and they have to deal with several steps when they hear and they reconstruct and combine all of the skills in the one technique. So then the second is it is not effective for lower level learners because they have to directly take note of some vocabularies or make sentences to construct important information. And the third is the test will be less reliable because of the different speed for different audiences and the pace of the teacher while the teacher play the recording or the teacher read the text. And the last is the text can be unrealistic. Why? Because it can be read before rather than here. So the students might have read about the text that they that will read or that they will listen from the teacher. So therefore it can be unrealistic because they read it first before the teacher read to them, and they have to listen to the passage. So that's all about the TikTok class technique of innovation in language teaching, especially for listening skill. So I do apologize if I've made some mistake during explaining about this technique and about innovation, because there are a lot of innovation technique for teaching language skill, and not only for skill but also for grammar, for vocabularies, whatever it's that. And thank you for your watching, and bye bye.